Hello, welcome to the West Ham Way YouTube. Myself, Mark Carlaw, and Riley Finch. Oh no Riley Finch because he is selfishly moving house today. So Riley's not going to be joining us today, unfortunately, and he'll be back very soon. But yes, obviously wanted to do a video talking about the result of the weekend. Firstly, actually, before we go into the match, I wanted to say about the day itself. We had a pre-match event with James Collins in attendance, Ginger Pele. It was brilliant. It was honestly one of them days and one of those events that just made you so proud to be West Ham. It was just a really good atmosphere. And if you were there, then obviously drop us a line under this video and say hello, because it really was a real special day. And also, to be honest with you, I didn't realise what a character Collins is. I've always sort of known him as a player. I've seen him in a few interviews and stuff, but he's such a great guy, and we'd love to actually get him on this channel soon. So we are trying to work at getting that sorted out. But yeah, brilliant day. And it was such a good way to start the day because I don't know about you, I was kind of feeling nervous. I always feel very nervous going into as the games, the match day gets closer. So my confidence was sort of waning as the day went on. Although Dave and X are actually very confident, which annoyed me a little bit because they were just so confident all the time. Yeah, we're going to get 3 points. Don't worry about it. But I was pretty nervous on the day, and I just wasn't, especially with the fact that Costa was also making his debut. It just had that kind of, I don't know, typical West Ham nightmare, written all over it. But yeah, what a day. I mean, it was just the perfect day, I think, for West Ham. We really needed that. A decent performance, solid, clean sheet. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't 100%. I mean, there were still rooms for improvement. I thought that our possession at times was a little bit sloppy occasionally. But I thought when we were going forward, we looked really good. I mean, some of the play was fantastic. But I kind of wanted just to go on a few points, really, about the match. Firstly, starting from the back, I think that Moyes got it completely spot on with Kira going in at right back over Soufal. Soufal has been poor of late, and I think it needed the change. It did need freshening up that position. It's a bit of a shame, though, that the whole Kira at right back had to come from the fact that he played there for Germany. I'm not quite sure if that was... that was the reason exactly behind it, but it seems a bit suspect. But anyway, nevertheless, I'm really pleased. I mean, he looks a really good player. He actually reminds me a little bit of Rice. He's got that kind of that classy Rolls Royce feel about him. You feel like he could slot in anywhere. I actually think he could be a decent defensive midfielder in the future. He could probably, let's be honest, he could probably play in there now and do a good job. But I think we've got a real good player on our hands. I mean, how on earth we got Kira for the money we did? I think it was around £10 million we signed him. Remarkable business, and I thought he was excellent in that position and looked very comfortable. And I would certainly be keeping him there for the short term at least. But ideally, going forward, I thought he was very good. Also, I thought that Scamacca was excellent. He really is starting to grow into the role now, and you feel like he's sort of getting up to pace now, the Premier League. And I thought he played brilliant. His link-up play with Bowen, I thought, was really exciting. It just made you feel like, there's a bit of a connection here. I don't know, you kind of get the feeling we've always struggled with strikers. We've never been good at it. We never seem to get any luck with them. And I hope this is going to be the turning point, because with Scamacca, you just feel that there's a real quality striker there. I actually get that sort of feeling like we had when we had Dean Ashton at the club, when we had, like Teddy Sheringham, that really classy, decent striker. And I just, I'm excited by him. I really am. And and his goal was just fantastic. I mean, this isn't a whole review of the match. This is just going to be a few points I wanted to raise. But to be honest with you, it's probably a little bit of an apology as well in regards. Because I'm glad that a couple of players have proved me wrong. The last couple of videos, I've been very critical, particularly of Thomas Souček, who I actually thought played really well. I thought he had a good game, worked very hard, and just it sort of mirrored the Thomas Souček that we've known, that we've become used to over the last couple of years. He looked really good, and I really hope that continues now. I really hope that lifts him and makes him realise, that he is a good player. We know that Souček's a decent player on his day, but we haven't seen it for quite some time. And if you go back to the Everton away performance not so long ago, actually the match prior to this, he was very poor. His distribution was terrible during the game. But against Wolverhampton Wanderers, I thought he was brilliant. A really good performance. And it just made a big difference, didn't it? Get him with Rice. I'd be interested actually to find out what your views are on that. Because I've spoken to a couple of people about it and I've been really praising Souček. And some people, they're still a bit critical. And look, I'm not jumping around screaming and saying that, oh, that's it. Souček's back to his best and we can just, forget it. But credit where it's due. I was crying for him to be dropped. And I've got to be honest, a bit annoyed when I saw his name on the team sheet when I heard it was coming in. And I was a bit frustrated, but I'm really glad he proved me wrong. And another one is another player who really seemed back to his best on Saturday was Jared Bowen. He was really good. I mean, to be honest with you, although Skamaka won the West Ham Ways Man of the Match award this week, Bowen for me was the man of the match. I thought he was really good. Really, really worked hard. His play was excellent. And that goal, I mean, that was a proper Bowen finish, really took the ball down lovely. I mean, to bring it down and hit it the way he did and fire it bottom corner is a real sort of Tony Cottee-esque finish. I really liked it. And brilliant all day and all round day, to be honest. And obviously, really, it sets us up nice now because we're going into a busy period now of fixtures where arguably the majority are winnable. You know what I mean? You're looking at them and thinking, well, here we go. We've got Anderlecht on Thursday night. Yeah, that's a tough game. Don't get me wrong. That is a hard game. But if we can get a result there, that's pretty much the group sewn up, arguably, in the Europa Conference League, which would be such a nice boost. And then on top of that, we've then got Fulham on the Sunday. And they've just lost at home to Newcastle. So you've got to say, if we're going into there on decent form, they've got to be there for the taking, really. We want to go there and get another, play against them and get 3 points, which would be a fantastic lift to get 2 Premier League wins back to back. Then after that, Southampton, and dare I say it, they're a good team for us to play. We always seem to do quite well against Southampton, arguably, pretty much on the whole. So, these are some games coming up now where our season can really turn and we can really start getting going. Because let's be honest, we really have struggled to get going this season so far. It'd be nice to get, going to the World Cup when we have that break and being, right up in the top 7, top 8 of the league. Getting ready for that second half of the season after the winter break for the World Cup. So, but overall, look, this is a sort of apology really to Thomas Souček, I'd say, because I really did have it in for him and I really didn't want him playing. And I'm glad he did now and played that well because it was good. I'm actually interested, though. I do want to know your feelings on this. I do want to see what fans think, because particularly around Souček, because for me now, he stays in the team. Absolutely now. He deserves that after that performance. I'm not saying that I'll always forget the bad form that's been leading up to this game, but I'm certainly of the opinion that if you play that well, then you should definitely not be dropped. That's my feeling. And also as well, you've got the likes of Finn Downs and Connor Coventry are waiting in the wings, but they're going to have opportunity if we can progress early in the Conference League in our group, top that group and get it sewn up. Then really we've got a few games that really they can be involved in, and also let's not forget the domestic cups as well. So no, I think certainly for the next Premier League game, Fulham, I would have the same team. Arguably, Carlaw could be a bit of a problem with his injury, but I don't believe it to be overly serious at this stage. So possibly he'll be featuring, but who knows? But yes. Also, another thing I'd like to know is we're going to be doing a bit of a predictions thing coming up soon as well on the channel. So if you could also leave your comments, do your likes and subscribe as well, but also leave your predictions as well for the Fulham game. But until the next time, cheers. Bye.